Are you living or just existing? There are days when waking up feels like a heavier task than it should be. You get up, do what needs to be done, talk to who you need to talk to, respond to what's required. And by the end of the day, the feeling remains. Nothing truly happened within you. As if everything passed by you, but nothing truly touched you. You go to sleep with the impression that you're always running, yet never arriving anywhere. That's the difference between living and merely existing. Living is feeling. It's having a soul in motion. Existing is surviving by inertia. It's being in a cycle where the body acts, but the heart doesn't participate. It's when laughter disappears, when music loses meaning, when everything feels like an obligation, and most dangerously, when you start to think this is normal. But it's not. You were born for much more than this. Perhaps the most frightening thing is adapting to emptiness. When you live disconnected from your essence for too long, pain becomes the background. You start to believe that life is just about waking up, rushing, delivering, sleeping. But it's not. Life wasn't meant to be endured. It was meant to be felt, danced, contemplated. Don't settle for less. Don't accept living halfway, because every day you live on autopilot is a day that won't return, and you deserve a life that makes your heart vibrate, even if silently. If this message resonates with you, subscribe to our channel. Here, we remind ourselves daily that the soul has a voice, and that living doesn't have to be a constant struggle. Take a sincere look at your life now, without masks, without excuses. How often do you act on autopilot? How often do you say, "I'm fine," when in truth you're just trying to cope? How often do you truly listen to yourself? The hustle, the commitments, social media, everything seems designed to distract you from yourself. But there comes a time when the soul screams, when the body gets sick, when the mind tires. And all of this is just a reminder. You're losing yourself. Maybe you're surrounded by people, yet feel profoundly alone. Maybe your feed is full, but your soul is empty. It's possible to appear fine and yet be in pieces inside. The world teaches us to perform happiness, but not to inhabit it. And that's why so many people feel lost, even when they seemingly have it all. It's not about what you have. It's about who you are and how you treat yourself when no one's watching. Living begins with caring for what's invisible. Imagine a flower planted in dry soil. It might grow, but it will never truly bloom. Now imagine that same flower being watered, cared for, receiving light and affection. It blossoms. It shows the world all the beauty it always had. The soul is like that too. When you live trying to adapt to others' expectations, silencing your desires, ignoring your feelings, and forcing yourself to follow suffocating patterns, you're drying up inside. You keep moving, keep delivering, keep smiling. But something inside you is fading. And the only way to bloom again is to return to caring for what truly matters, not what others want, but what you feel. Sometimes, the soil that's dry is precisely what needs the most attention, what needs the most water, the most light, the most silence. Your soul might be screaming for care, but you're too busy trying to please everyone. Look within, notice what's withered inside you, and commit to replanting life, because it's still there. Even if timid, even if silent, the soul always gives a new chance when you listen to it. Close your eyes now. Take a deep breath. Once more, feel the air entering, pausing, exiting slowly. Now, ask yourself, what has been disconnecting me from myself? Is it the excessive demands, the desire to prove something, the fear of disappointing? Realize, you don't need to fix everything now. You just need to pause for a few moments and listen. Listen to the silence that exists behind the noise. Listen to the soul which never stopped calling you. It's there, waiting, patiently. And just the fact that you're hearing this now is already a sign that it wants to return. Once a man decided to change. He spent his days trying to please everyone, saying yes when he wanted to say no, living in a rush, but always feeling empty. One day, he stopped, literally. In the middle of the street, he looked up at the sky and thought, "This can't be what living is." From that moment, he began to create small rituals of presence. He turned off his phone for an hour a day, walked barefoot on the grass, wrote everything he felt in a notebook. At first, it seemed silly, even useless. But over time, he began to hear his own thoughts, to feel his own breath, to remember who he was. He didn't change his life, but he changed the way he lived, and that changed everything. This story isn't about leaving everything and moving to the countryside. It's about creating small sanctuaries in your daily life. It's about having coffee calmly, about looking at the sky for 5 minutes, about turning off your phone once a day just to hear your own voice. Spirituality doesn't need to be something mystical or unattainable. It can be the way you care for yourself, how you honor your time, how you say no to what disconnects you. Living with spirituality is being fully present in the now, and that is sacred. Living is more than being in motion. It's more than hitting targets, delivering results, appearing strong. Living is having internal space. It's being able to sit in silence and still feel complete. It's crying without fear, loving without guarantees, choosing with the heart. Many people are tired, not because they do too much, but because they live too little. The soul misses what nourishes it: art, connection, contemplation, silence. And maybe you just need to allow yourself to live less by the clock and more by the rhythm of the heart. You're not a robot. You weren't created to function. You were created to feel, to transform, to expand. Maybe you're waiting for the right moment to start truly living. But what if that moment is now? What if everything you need is already within you, just waiting to be activated? The soul doesn't wait for ideal conditions. It blooms when you choose to listen to it, when you say enough to what makes you sick. When you choose to prioritize yourself, your presence changes everything. It is healing, it is truth, it is life. Repeat with me, softly or just in your heart. I choose to live with soul. I'm returning to myself. I allow myself to feel, even if it hurts. I leave haste behind. I choose presence. My life has value, even when no one sees. I'm alive, and that is already a miracle. Everything I need is within me. Today, I start anew, with more lightness, with more truth. Thank you for watching until here. Trust the process, trust your soul. You're not alone, and you never were. Did this message touch you? Then also watch the previous video where we talked about the next 7 days will change everything. Prepare your soul. There, you'll understand why the moment is now and why your soul is already ready to bloom.